This is the Crow and Oso Show. I'm Crow.
I'm Oso.
And we're going to make sure that we run through the teams that you wish that we talked about last week. Sorry about everything. You know, it was busy. And, you know, they were requesting us to make sure that we came back. So we doing that for you guys.
Get back.
So what week are we on now? Oso, holla at us.
Man, we're going to review week 8. Now we're going to go into week 9. Just like that, man, the best sport to watch. We look forward to every single Sunday during the football season, but it goes by so fast.
So fast. All right.
But yeah, let's do it. Now go ahead.
All right, so first we're going to go through the Thursday night game of week 8, and that was Tampa Bay versus Buffalo. Buffalo won 24 to Tampa Bay 18.
Buffalo had to win this game. They've been on a horrible streak. I don't know if that's like the injuries they have on their defense. That's, again, you know, losing people like White and who else did they lose on defense? What's his name? What's his name?
Well, Vaughn came back, but
but they lost. What's the other guy's name on defense?
Which one?
Milano.
Oh yeah.
So they lost White and they lost Milano. I mean, Vaughn came back, but I mean, I feel like he still has to get his legs under him.
Yeah.
The Bugs are kind of a pesky team, but they're not good. So yeah, the Bills had to pull this one off. Josh Allen looked pretty good. So yeah, Bills won.
All right, so I think that Tampa Baker is who we thought they are. Look, you know what? Let's look into it. What did Baker do for the game? And I'm only doing this because I don't like him.
He's only Tampa Baker when he wins. You gotta stop calling him that when he loses.
I mean, I'm calling him that for a reason because he's not going to win that often.
Yeah.
Next, we got Minnesota versus Green Bay. Minnesota wins 24 to Green Bay's 10. Minnesota's
been on fire lately. They started out 0-3. They're 4-1 in their last 5, so bringing them to a even record of 4-4. Sad news though. Primetime Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles. Another one bites the dust. He's done for the season, so that's going to hurt Minnesota's chances. They did trade for Joshua Dobbs, but obviously Dobbs is not anything. I mean, not that Kirk Cousins is like a world beater, but you know, he's not going to take the Vikings to where Kirk would have taken them, which is just the playoffs. But, yeah, sad day for Minnesota.
Sounds like Caleb Williams may get his wish because he's looking to go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And for them to lose Jefferson and to lose Kirk, it don't look good. Doesn't look good at all. So, but I'm going to speak on your boy Love. It seems like he's struggling a little bit, and that's I had a problem with him when he got drafted. I was like, I'm not sure about this kid. And now I'm starting to see again why I thought that way. It's not all him, but I don't know if he's the answer. Next, Tennessee wins 28 to Atlanta's 23.
Will Levis, wow. Talk about benching Tannehill. Don't you ever let him come back, Tennessee. Yeah. He's done.
He should be done.
My boy threw 4 touchdown passes in his debut.
Come on.
3 to D-Hop.
Come on.
And Tannehill couldn't throw to D-Hop? I mean, come on now. Like, it's starting to seem like for sure Ryan Tannehill is a clear-cut problem. For a rookie quarterback to come in and throw 4 touchdowns in his debut game, I mean, that's as impressive as it gets.
Yeah.
Who did they play against?
It's Atlanta.
I mean, yeah, but still, I mean, whether you're, I mean, it's an NFL team.
Dirty Birds.
You know what I mean? Dirty Birds.
Yeah.
But it was very impressive. I think this should give more clarity to Tennessee in the offense. You don't need Tannehill. Tannehill is I don't even want to call him a game manager at this point. He's just not the answer. So
yeah, he's trash bag McGee. What about Bijan? What's going on with him? They keep saying that he's more injured than what they try to report.
He did have a touchdown on this game, no? I thought he had a rushing touchdown on this game.
I mean, I'm just saying, like the past couple of weeks, he's kind of been struggling. You know?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of that has to do. Yeah, he had a touchdown in this game.
Yeah, 11 touchdowns. Okay, it's not.
A lot of that has to do with the fact that Atlanta. That's the thing. When you're a great player and you get drafted by one of the weaker teams, it's hard to look great right out the gate. Yeah. You know what I mean? I do think he showed me enough throughout the season to like show me that he's going to be a great back for the next, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. But Atlanta is who we know they are. They're not a good team. Offensively, they're not good. So I don't know if that's more on Bijan. They did say that he was hurt, but they didn't list him on like the injury report, and I don't know what kind of like fiasco that caused or whatever. But yeah, hopefully they're not trying to force him to play if he's hurt. It's only his first year, so.
All right, next game we got the Saints beating the Colts 38-27.
Saints are starting to look like we thought they were. They're like a top 5 team in the NFC.
Yeah.
The record doesn't show that quite yet, but I mean it's still pretty early. Well, we're actually halfway through the season. We can't keep saying it's early in the season.
Yeah.
But the Saints, they look good, man. They're looking like Derek Carr, starting to come into his own, starting to fit into the system. And the Colts, they got that boy Minshew. I knew he wasn't going to do shit, but
yeah, he sure didn't.
Yeah, the Saints are starting to come into their own, so look out.
I personally think they need another receiver on the Colts. And also, because Michael Pittman Jr., he's not really showing up as much as I thought he was going to do. They need to spread the ball. They need to go downfield a little bit more, but it is what it is. They got Michael Thomas, who's looking good. Kamara, all of them. Saints, I wouldn't be excited if I were the Saints. I just would be disappointed. How about that? Next game, New England versus Miami. Miami 31 over New England 17.
I noticed Miami's been getting down in games early lately. They got down 14-0 to Carolina, one of the worst team in the league, actually. Then they got down to Philly. No, did they score first on Philly? No, yet. I think they got down to Philly early and never. They got
down first.
They were they had a field goal first. Oh no, they tied. They tied.
Yeah, y'all got it quick. Y'all had it first.
And then they were down against New England. So they've had to claw their way back for the past 2 weeks. Still a dominant win. Tyreek Hill is the most unguardable human on earth. I will say this: Tua needs time. If you're able to apply any kind of pressure to Tua, that's where he's at his absolute weakest. The Dolphins, I would say now they're still top 3 in the AFC. We're gonna find out a lot about that this week, but we'll talk about that in our next segment.
Okay, I think that it was good for the defense of Miami because they got
Jalen Ramsey.
Ramsey back.
That he had a pick.
Got a pick, first game back. And I think that he still got to get acclimated to game speeds and stuff like that. But that was a huge addition to that defense. And personally, if I were the Dolphins, I need to have my defense healthy because offensively, they're good. You score 70 points on an NFL team, you're good. You got enough. But I just think that they need to step it up defensively and get that together. They don't have, it wasn't A-Chain still.
A-Chain's still out there.
So I think that could be a big thing. Next game, the New York Trash Bowl, the Jets versus the wet trash bag Giants. And the Jets won 13-10.
So this is the thing. If what they're saying is true and Aaron Rodgers is really going to try to come back, the Jets are doing everything in their power to make sure he comes back and they can make a run, which is scary for the rest of the NFL because they do have a defense. They do have a defense. And once you get one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time back, anything can happen. Right now they're 4-3. Right? 4-3? I believe so.
Yeah, they're 4-3.
So to be a game over 500, and you're talking about we're already going into week 9, and Aaron Rodgers is targeted in week 14, possibly week 15. If they can get to 7-5, 6-6, man, the Jets are going to be a team to be reckoned with still. Yeah. I don't understand how Aaron Rodgers can come back from such a major injury like that. Only him and his trainers know. But it's getting kind of interesting there up there in New York. The Giants, I've seen enough. Let's start Tyrod Taylor. Even though he got hurt in this game, let's set Jim Carrey with pads on,
bro,
and let's start playing Tyrod Taylor.
Bro, the Giants have been any what was your cousin's name?
Oh, you're talking about Nate?
Yeah,
Nata.
Nata. Look, you know, like I know they're trash, right? And I'm not saying this because I'm gonna trash your trash team.
Nah, he knows.
But as long as he knows, because if he doesn't, America does. But you gotta admit that the Giants look way better with Tyrod than with this $40 million quarterback who has not proven anything.
They scored their first passing touchdown of the year this week.
Bro, why does he get so much money? What is going on? What does he know? What did he sell?
Yeah.
What did he do? Because I don't understand why he's starting. To be honest, I wouldn't even want him as a backup quarterback. But for him to start, and you guys are like, well, we invested, and then we're going to continue to give him money, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Y'all look like a completely different team. What's my name? Saquon looked good today. That day he had 128 yards, so I don't know if he's back, but he got some time. Next game, Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh. Jacksonville 120 to Pittsburgh's 10.
Jacksonville is the hottest team in the NFL.
Yeah.
They currently have the longest win streak in the NFL at 5. They're starting to look who we thought they were at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, facts.
I'm officially going to put them at number 2 in the AFC right now. Out of respect to Kansas City, I want to leave them at 1, even though they laid an egg this week. But I just can't.
I get it. I respect
Patrick Mahomes. That's just out of the tremendous amount of respect that I have for them and the Chiefs. But I would put Kansas City at 1, Jacksonville at 2, and Miami at 3 right now over in the AFC. They just look good. Their defense looks good. Their offense looks good again. Trevor Lawrence looks great. So yeah, Jacksonville. I mean, I feel bad for Pittsburgh. I mean, it wasn't a bad game. It's not like Jacksonville, scored over 30 points.
Pittsburgh's defense is nice.
Pittsburgh's defense is nice. It's just offensively, Pickett just doesn't seem to have it to match.
And then they went and put in another trash bag of a different number in Mitch Trubisky. Like, 2
Pickett
picks.
got hurt? What happened there?
I don't remember how he got hurt. I just know that
he must have got hurt.
Well, I figure he hurt Steeler Nation enough with his play. No. So I'm not saying that karma, but karma. And like he said, Jacksonville's looking nice, man. Like at first I was like, yo, why are people not getting on Trevor Lawrence for not winning? But give him enough time, and this kind of goes back to what you said earlier. When you're a top pick, you're gonna go to a trash team, and it's gonna take some time for you guys to crawl out of the mud, and they did. So. Jacksonville is showing tremendous upside at the end of the season. So if I was in Jacksonville, I would be pretty excited. Next game, we have Houston versus Carolina. Carolina 15, Houston 13.
Number 1 versus number 2.
My boy, Bryce.
This is ridiculous. Stroud's been looking great the entire season. And then he runs into the number 1 pick in Bryce Young and the winless Carolina Panthers. And they lose 15-13. I mean, it was only 15-13, not like... I don't know if it was great defense or just poor offense on both sides.
They don't have great defense in Carolina.
Bryce Young did, in fact, outplay Stroud, though, so that's something to look at. And somebody that's been very... I didn't expect him to be this great. I mean, not that he's great, but he's showing like a lot of like vet status is Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is playing really good.
He is. He's playing
really, really... In fact, whoever has him on their team, he's scoring a lot of fantasy points.
He's getting...
But yeah, Carolina got their first win of the year. Not much to say about this game. Just it was, other than the fact that it was number 1 versus number 2 draft picks in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say much about it either. I like Bryce Young. I just hate that he went to Carolina because they don't have anybody to play with.
Yeah.
Next game, Cleveland versus Seattle, with Seattle winning 24 to Cleveland's 20.
Seattle is now the new number 1 in the NFC West.
Whoa. You saw that coming. Did we call them a sleeper?
We did call it a sleeper, yeah. Number 1 in the NFC West. They have a record of 5-2 now. I will say Seattle's been squeaking by, though, every week.
Yeah. With
both wins and losses. I mean, I guess you could say they've lost close the way that they've won close. But as the season goes on, I expect them to get better and better. I think Geno's playing great. I think Seattle is just a team to be reckoned with. They're a team, in my opinion, that you don't want to play in the playoffs, just because they can give you like that one loss out of nowhere, in my opinion. But yeah.
Next game, because I'm not going to talk about it. I think Seattle's sleeper, and Geno has shown me a lot. I'm really impressed with what he did because I wasn't expecting him to play as well as he did in the league. Next game, Kansas City versus Denver.
So they played each other 2 weeks ago on Thursday night, and Kansas City only scored 19 points to win that game. So they scored 9 in this game. So you're telling me that Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs only scored 28 points in 2 games against Denver, one of the worst teams in the NFL.
And they got rid of Randy Gregory, linebackers.
Yeah, it's like something. I think offensively for Kansas City, the wide receivers cannot get open, and if they're open, they're dropping balls. You have to rely on people other than just Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only. I mean, I feel like he's getting targeted like 25 times a game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is the first time in, I think they said like 4 years that Patrick Mahomes didn't, or that the offense didn't score a touchdown, and the first time in 60 games where Patrick Mahomes didn't have a touchdown pass.
Whoa.
So for Denver to hold this Kansas City offense to 9 points and without scoring a touchdown, I don't know if it's impressive or the fact that Kansas City has bigger issues than what we think. Denver is still who we think they are. I think they're trash. They're not a good team. So for them to win like this, 24-9, I mean, it says a lot.
Yeah, I will say this. I think that Kansas City is a tremendous team. They were, and possibly still, a dynasty, depending on how they finish up the season.
Yeah.
But I just think that they need more weapons on offense, which is crazy to hear that you need more weapons. But you got to give, like I said, more options other than Kelsey. Your running game needs to be a little bit better. Their defense looks way better than it was. I will give Kansas City that. So it's hard for me because I respect them as a champs, but I can't put them at number one in my AFC power rankings. I'm going to probably put them at like maybe 3 or 4. Maybe.
Who you got ahead of them? Oh, they hadn't even mentioned. Okay.
We'll go back to that. We'll go back over that again. But
the pretenders.
But I just don't have them there. And then as much as I trash Russell Wilson,
solid game.
Solid game. I mean, he has 3 touchdowns. I will say that. I mean, 12 for 19, very efficient. But
and he got sacked 6 times.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's tough. He threw for 114 yards. I mean, he could probably throw that in one pass. But I respect him for winning, for muscling it out and all that good stuff.
It should be noted that this is the first game that Taylor Swift did not attend, and they lost. Is she the X Factor, Travis?
Oh, my God. I'm so tired of it.
Yikes.
Spotify, stop forcing me to listen to her album.
For real.
Every time I open my Spotify, she pops up. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing against her. But I don't know. I don't listen to Taylor. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next, Baltimore beats Arizona 31 to Arizona's 24.
We didn't do the episode last week due to unforeseen circumstances, but Baltimore has been quietly trying to shut me up lately.
Do you believe yet?
I almost believe. Almost. I do think that beating Detroit the way they did was ridiculous.
Yes.
That was. I
did
did not see that coming.
Did not see it.
Did not see that coming. Lamar is playing better. He's making great throws, actually. And then
he still needs to hit Bateman.
He still got to hit Bateman. But Baltimore, I'll put them at 4 in the AFC right now. I got Kansas City, Jacksonville, Miami, and Baltimore. I still think when it comes to playing those teams, they're still pretenders versus those teams. I got to see them beat a Miami. I got to see them beat, like a Jacksonville. I need to see them beat Kansas City, and they might. They've been playing better. To beat a Detroit Lions team like that, like they did last week, was very impressive. Cardinals was obviously like less impressive because they're 1-7. The Ravens are starting to gain my respect a little by little.
Yeah, they need to. I think they need to fire their offensive coordinator because I just don't think that it's a great playbook. They're not. Bateman's not getting targeted enough. Zay Flowers had 19 yards on 7 targets. And Odell Beckham Jr. Like, what's going on? Like, you from LSU? What's happening, baby?
4 targets, no catches.
Warded, what's happening? What you doing? 4 targets and 0, and then Nelson Aguilar, like 1 target for. Say, man, shut your. Why? Tokyo Drift ass, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they have a great defense, a good defense, great and pretty strong. But I'm not sold. I'm not sold on their offense.
Yeah. No.
Next. Something I'm sure that we're both going to be able to talk about.
Yeah.
Cincinnati beat the brakes off of San Francisco 49ers, 31-17.
When people say that people are starting to get exposed, I think that's starting to show truth for Brock Purdy.
Yeah, like Brett's at a strip club.
He's playing like the last pick in the NFL draft. San Francisco, this is not expected, but 3 straight losses after dismantling the Dallas Cowboys.
I didn't need this shit. You just said how they beat.
So losing to the Browns with a backup quarterback.
And no Nick Chubb.
Oh, sure, I didn't even think about that. Then losing to the Vikings the very next week without Justin Jefferson. And to primetime cricket was, Kirk Cousins doesn't win in prime time.
He does when he plays San Fran.
And then the Bengals, I will say this is a more respectable loss because the Bengals look like the Bengals of old.
Yeah.
They don't look the Bengals of the last 2 years for the first time. This game, it was dominant. Joe Burr is playing lights out right now.
Joe Cool, that's my guy.
Him and Chase are starting to find their groove. Boyd had a good game. T. Higgins looks to be in like a happier spot right now. Joe Mixon and the crew. The Bengals are starting to look really good, but I didn't expect them to beat San Fran. So Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Chase, Boyd, and Higgins, they've been looking better as of late. I just didn't expect the Niners to lose by 2 scores, especially at home, especially off back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
So the Niners did go out and get Chase Young. I don't know, because I'm trying to think, does that really... I mean, it helps them. It helps them. I just don't know if it helps them where they needed to be helped at.
I agree. I agree with that.
It definitely helps them. I'm not going to say
it's hard to turn it down.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt them. It definitely helps them. I just don't know if that's what they really needed.
I agree. They needed it, yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see, you know, as an Eagles fan, it's nice to see, especially fighting for home field when it comes to the playoffs. But I still believe in San Francisco. I still believe in them being top 3 in the NFC. So, you know, like I said, the Eagles last year, towards the end of the year, had back-to-back losses, and we still went to the bowl. So I don't want to look too much into it. It's something, but I don't want to look too much into it.
I will say this. Joe Burrow is everything. He's my favorite quarterback in the league. You know, I've been watching him in LSU, fan of LSU, does his thing. He's everything you want in a quarterback. He can throw, he can run, he's tough, he's a leader. And on top of that, he's swagged out. He gets everybody on team and everybody on board. He doesn't complain when he'll be getting sacked 5-6 times a game, and he just doesn't get rattled.
Yeah.
And that's what I like in a quarterback. Like I don't think I've seen that. Jalen Hurts is like that. Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts is like that.
Yeah.
Even Tom Brady, when he gets sacked, he's getting rattled. Yeah. You know, Aaron Rodgers is kind of like that. He gets a little rattled, but he gets a little frustrated, but Joe's just like, hey, we'll just get him. We're just going to get him. We're going to get him.
Joe Cool.
So, Joe Cool is that guy. So, he started to get over his knee injury, and I think that the more he's getting healthy.
The calf to calf.
Yeah, I mean, his calf. I'm sorry. Yeah, his calf. The more that's getting better, I think that they're looking better offensively. Mm-hmm. And noted before the disrespect by the Eagle fan about San Francisco beating Dallas. This is the reason why San Fran is losing 3 in a row.
Here we go.
It's because George Kittle disrespected America by wearing the F Dallas shirt. And ever since he lifted that shirt, you caught 3 L's, shouting. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe you should have just kept it to yourself. Because here's my thing. Why we don't even have the same rivalry we did back in the 90s.
Yeah,
we haven't. What are you even talking about? You didn't raise that on anybody else. You're not even in your division. Mm-hmm. But everybody wants to come at America. Everybody wants to come at us. America's team, baby. All right. Good luck. All right. You got Purdy playing ugly. All right.
It ain't Purdy.
It ain't Purdy at all. So, with that being said, you know, I'm with you. The defense is going to be phenomenal. Yeah. But I think that they need work secondary-wise, and they need...
Ward isn't playing like he did last year.
I mean, they've been every defense they've had, like they were top tier, they've had problems secondary wise, especially at the cornerback position. So it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Sunday Night Football, we have Chicago versus Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers win 30 to Chicago's 13.
Chargers win next.
Yeah,
I should say.
So we'll go back up. We'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams. You know, Dallas won, 43-20. I don't know what to say about it. You know, we came and we saw and we conquered. I want to say this. Shout out to the defense because the defense has been playing lights out. Mm-hmm. Bland, I told people about Bland. He has been killing the game.
3 pick sixes already? I think
3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? And 4 picks.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it. Why? I don't know, but you should talk about us if we were getting burnt, if we were getting beat. But it's okay. We don't need your talk. We don't need your promotion. We're going to show you something when it comes playoffs. So So I'm gonna say this, Dak. I trash Dak week in and week out. This is probably his best performance of the season. I just need consistency. All right, I love it, and I'm going to give you props for it. Great job. I like it. You're the head of the team, bro. Just make sure that you show up this week. But we're going to get into that later. I really don't have much to say about it. Next, we have the Eagles versus Washington.
You're not gonna let me touch on the Cowboys game? So no.
Nah, my fault. You're right. I did my fault. Go ahead. Do your thing.
No, I think.
I just said enough with the Niners trash.
I think Dallas's defense is once again the best defense in the league.
Still?
Yeah, I would say.
Even though with Niners
just lost 3 straight. What you mean?
I mean, Purdy was throwing interceptions. That wasn't the defense.
Yeah, but the fact that y'all held Herbert to 17 points 2 weeks ago, and then the Rams' offense. I mean, I know they look bad, but I don't think they're that bad.
To 20? What'd y'all hold them to?
To 14? Yeah, but I don't know. I think the Rams' offense is better than that. I don't know. I mean, or maybe the Rams aren't who we thought they were. Maybe they're not that great.
Maybe they're just great for a couple of games.
Yeah, maybe it's that. But I think Dallas, if Dak... Oh, you didn't even touch on one very important thing about Dak. You hit Ferguson.
Finally!
With a red zone touchdown. I don't know why not using Ferguson, bro. Y'all need Ferguson. If y'all can spread the ball around to not...
I didn't want to talk about that, but
don't even target CD 15 times. And I know there's a lot of doubt, but I like Gallup still.
Me too!
I still like Gallup, okay? Throw it to Gallup. Throw it to Cooks. Like you said, he's 1,000-yard... Every year, every team that he has ever played for, he's 1,000-yard wide receiver. Every single team.
We don't throw downfield.
I mean, you played with the Texans and had 1,000 yards.
Texans.
You know what I mean?
New England.
I do think the weakest part about Dallas is the running game. I do think you guys missed like a big down back.
I agree with that.
I do think that you guys
I agree.
Need that.
You think that's the weakest?
The weakest part about your offense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't say Dak, bro.
Why?
I get it, but if Mike McCarthy, God forbid, he tries to make Dak throw over what? Don't have Dak throw more than 30 times. And I agree. Stay between 25 and 30.
I agree.
Once you get to 35, 40, you start putting him in predicaments where you don't really want to put him in. What did he throw this game?
300. Oh, you talking about how many times?
How many times? Does it say it? 31 times, and he only had 6 passes that were not complete. Yeah. So that's a very, very good game. It's very efficient. He had 1 INT, but I think it was tipped, if I'm not mistaken. But he still had 4. He had 4 touchdowns. He had Cooks. He had CD. He had Ferguson. If Dallas can spread the ball like that, and their defense can... The thing about Dallas is this. If defensively, they get to a lead... If they jump out to a lead in the game that they're playing in with their defense, Dallas is really hard to beat because then Dak is way more comfortable.
Yes.
So if the defense can make a difference first, Dallas is going to be a really hard team to beat. But that's sweet, baby. It's the game of the week. It's game of the year, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna jump on what you just said just to speak on that. This is my thing about the whole Dak offense thing. If we spread the ball out, I'm happy. I've been yelling that since the beginning of the season. Dak's best friends should be his tight ends. But for some reason, he wants to continue to throw to CD Lamb 24 times. He's a great receiver. We know this. But it doesn't matter if he's a great receiver and he's being doubled and we have people who are open and you're not using them. Okay? Cooks is a burner. And we keep throwing outs to him. And that's not all on Dak. That's also on the offensive coordinator. But go downfield. Okay? That kind of stuff hurts us offensively. What I need is Dak to show up when our defense is struggling. Because our defense sometimes look bad, like against San Francisco or the Cardinals, when our offense get off the field quick. We have no time of possession. We have little time of possession. 3 and outs. Our defense is tired. Like, damn, we just got off. I just got a sip of water. We got to get back. That's when our defense looks bad, and that's when we get the game gets out of hand. So, that's my whole thing about that. I think we rise and fall with Dak. All right, next game.
Philly.
We're going to talk about Philly against Washington.
I thought this was our ballsiest one of the year because we were down. It seemed like we were down the whole game. Mm-hmm. We managed to score 38 points, 21 in the fourth quarter. and we had a fumble by Kenny Gainwell on the 3-yard line, and then the brotherly shove failed for the first time this year with a fumble on the 1-yard line. So we could have dropped 52. It could have been a 50-piece. Once again, when we play the Commanders, it's just they're that team in the East that gives us fits. I mean, I feel like every team gives I feel like every team in the East always is like a tough game. But the Commanders whether they're the Redskins, whether they're watching the football team, they just give us a hard game every single time. We make Sam Howell look like Brett Favre, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what it is, man. He was torching up us bad. The secondary has issues. We traded for Kevin Byard. I don't know if it's the fact that it's only just one game, but I mean, it didn't seem to do much of a difference as Sam Howell threw for almost 400 yards. Go ahead, keep smiling like that.
I can't smile.
Keep smiling like that.
Damn, I thought this was America, bro.
No, what I don't understand is that how do we hold the Dolphins, the number one offense in the league, to only 7 points, and then the very next week we give up 31 and 400 yards to Sam Howell?
Because the refs aren't the same.
Okay. So every time the Eagles win, it's we got the refs.
No,
every single time.
That's the first time I've ever said that. Well, I said it this year.
It doesn't matter. Point is that I think you're a hater. When the Eagles win, it's an easy schedule. When they beat a good team, it's the refs.
Y'all won this game. That was a good win. It was a good win. It's not good enough for you?
It's not good enough for me, no.
That was a good win. I'm legit.
Keep your compliments to yourself, Micah. Keep your damn compliments to yourself.
Oh, damn. That's funny.
AJ Brown. I saw my friend from Philly posted a status, and he said the top 3 wide receivers in the league are, it's AJ Brown, it's, what's his name? What do you say? He says AJ Brown, his name is Arthur Juwan, and then Mega John. Not Megatron, Mega John. He's from Philly.
Bro,
AJ Brown, Arthur Juwan, and Mega John are the top 3 in the NFL. I still got to give the nod to Tyreek Hill. I love AJ Brown. I love that he's on my team, but I feel like Tyreek Hill has to be the best.
I disagree. But I'll speak on that.
I'll tell you why. I think he's the best when it comes to like speed and the ability to be wide open. I feel like AJ Brown is the best he doesn't have to be open.
But why? But why is he wide open?
Tyreek?
Yeah,
because he's that fast.
I feel like you got way more offensive weapons on Miami than AJ Brown is like the man, and you still have.
You think the Dolphins have more than us?
Yeah.
How?
Okay, you got Mostert, you still got A-Chain, and you still got Waddle. I think Waddle is
Devontae?
Waddle is. Remember that year that Devontae got hurt? Devontae won Heisman.
Uh-huh.
If Waddle didn't get hurt,
it would have been Waddle.
It would have been Waddle for Heisman.
Yeah.
So you got Waddle, who's a burner, and he's just a beast. Like that game last year, like 100 and something yard plus killing, right?
Yeah, but our tight end is better. Our line is better.
Tight end is better, but I'm talking about like in terms of skill positions.
Yeah.
When they're out, you can't focus on because you're gonna get ate up by the running game or Waddle. Mm-hmm. Now with the Eagles, Smith is a beast. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but I don't think he's going to kill you the way Waddle will. He's done it more consistently this year.
Yeah.
Right? Brown can beat you with a short pass, and he's a harder takedown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, both of them are going to be hard to get. Like, Tyreek is going to beat you if you're in a foot race with him.
Yeah.
But
AJ Brown's going to be, he doesn't have to be open.
He don't have to be that. AJ Brown will catch. His man could be right here and he'll still catch it. Did you see that catch? Did y'all see that catch?
You got to put it in the clip.
I'm going to put the clip up.
Hurts firing for the end zone and a one-handed attempt. Oh my goodness! A.J. Brown with an amazing touchdown.
Lift the ball in the air, just the right hand, bring it back into the body, snatch it out of the air.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you see it? That man is, I said he's the most underrated receiver in the league, and I mean that.
Yeah.
I said it, and I mean, how about this? His last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games.
NFL record.
He's had over 100 yards.
Yep.
Over
125.
I wasn't even going to go there. I was going to tell you the names. 131, 175, 127, 131, 137. I might start calling him Mr. 130. That man he damn near catches his weight every week. Every single week.
I'm gonna start calling him Mega John. That's a great name.
I will say this. I'm gonna say this again. The Eagles rise and they fall with A.J. Brown, Jason Kelce, and Lane Johnson. The one loss that they had was because
Lane got
hurt. They didn't even look like the same offense. Mm-hmm. They didn't look. It was a shell of themselves. Mm-hmm. So if they stay healthy, they are a dangerous team. That's what I will say.
Yeah, and to go back to the game real quick. Yeah, I just think that A.J. Brown is playing in a league of his own right now. For the first time in the MVP conversation, we have two non-quarterbacks, A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill, that can be named in that conversation. Devontae Smith had his own great game, 29 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Brown, 8 for 130 and 2 touchdowns. A.J. Brown only was targeted 8 times. Does that mean he got caught the ball every time?
Yes.
I didn't even notice that. Oh, shit.
And they were tough catches.
I didn't even notice that.
They weren't like wide open passes. They were.
Dallas Goedert is starting to come into his own again. That's a big key in our offense.
I think he's just getting targeted more. He wasn't getting targeted.
And we have a new red zone weapon by the name of Julio Jones. Y'all know who he is?
Let's talk about that trash.
Y'all know who he is? Bro. Our new red zone weapon by the name of Julio Jones? Come on, bro. All he needs to do for us is score 1 touchdown a game. He probably going to have 1 catch for 8 yards every game. It's going to be a touchdown every time. That's all we need. So I'm excited. It was a great game. We showed grit. We were down 14-3 and down 17-10, down 24-17, and we just kept coming. So it was a big ballsy win. Big cojones, like I like to say. So it showed me a lot. Hurts is 24-2 in his last 26 starts. If that means anything to this guy, the number 1 Hurts hater in the world.
No, I will say this. I'm going to give props before I start picking everybody apart.
His best passing game this year, by the way.
He was phenomenal. I will not take that away from him. Not only, it wasn't even like A.J. Brown was bailing him out. It wasn't that. They were great throws. They were efficient. He's improving week after week. So I have to he looked like a top quarterback this week. I'm not going to take any of that away from him. He looked like a top quarterback this week, and he can run. He hasn't even been using that as much this season.
His knee is something to look against the Cowboys game.
So, I salute you for that, sir. Yeah. But I do want to touch on a topic about
Julio.
About Julio Jones, a.k.a. Sonic, this freaking ring chaser. I just feel like it's weak. I just feel like it's a weak thing to do to go to a top tier team to try to just get a ring. Somebody who went to the Super Bowl. I would have had more respect if you went to the Chiefs, because the Eagles don't need receivers. The Chiefs do. If you went to a team that's like, let me contribute and help you because you need me, they didn't even need him. Well, if I get a ring, I'll solidify me to be in the Hall of Fame. Let me just jump on the bandwagon. You, Odell, all of y'all, I just don't respect you as a competitor. I think that you're one of the best receivers I've ever seen. I remember seeing you in Atlanta carrying Matt Ryan every week like he was your backpack. But this right here, can't respect it. Can't respect it at all. Can't do it. So I hope that you lose your life alert. And, I'm not going to go there. But it is what it is. So.
Kansas City, Jacksonville, Miami, Baltimore, Buffalo.
In that order?
In that order.
You mean the team that just lost the Broncos?
Yeah, bro. Until somebody knocks them out, I'm gonna give them that. I want to put Cincinnati over Buffalo, but Cincinnati needs to show me back-to-back weeks of good games. They haven't done that yet.
So because they went to the Super Bowl, they are your number one.
No, not just because of that. Because they have Patrick Mahomes. they're my number one.
Yeah.
And as of right now, they still have home field. They still only have 2 losses, and that's why I feel the way I feel.
Okay. All right. I respect it. For me, I'm still gonna go Dolphins. I feel like that defense hasn't even come to full strength yet. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I'm still gonna go. It's weird, but I'm gonna go Bills. I'm gonna go Bills 2. I'm gonna go Jags 3. I'm gonna go Bengals 4, and then I'm gonna go Ravens 5.
You got Kansas City out of the top 5.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. Even 5 and 2. I get it. I understand it. But they've been almost losing so many games, and I don't think that their offense can keep up. Because Pat is throwing more interceptions this year than he's been throwing at this rate.
Doesn't he have 10? He has.
Buffalo, Cincinnati, Sunday night. Who you got?
This game, we didn't expect this game to even be on the schedule. It's crazy how we have Dallas and Philly right before this game. So one of us is going to watch this game with enjoyment. The other one's going to be pissed off at the whole entire football Sunday.
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati looks better right now. I'm gonna give the edge to Joe Burrow and the Bengals. The Bills I don't think they have it figured out on defense yet with all those injuries. It should be a good game though. Hopefully, 2 of the Titans in the AFC, but I expect the Bengals to pull it off.
Oh, it's tough. I love Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, but I feel like Joe Burrow as a leader has everything a little bit more figured out. But it's tough because Von Miller's coming back, so I don't know how he's going to be acclimated to the game. So is he going to be the Von of old, or is he still going to be like getting his bearings? Mm-hmm. It's hard right now. The way that they're playing, as hot as they are, I'm going with Cincinnati. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
All right. So Monday Night Football. We're gonna jump to that.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Chargers versus New York Jets.
I like the Jets. I think defensively they match up with what the Chargers are going to offer on the offensive side of things. Only thing is if the Chargers are able to score twice, then that could be a problem for the Jets. Mm-hmm. But I expect the Jets, because they're at home, their defense is gonna play well. The Chargers I'm gonna go ahead and apologize to the Ravens. The real pretenders are actually the Chargers. They're the real pretenders. It's the Chargers.
Yeah.
Ravens are close second place. But I'm gonna go with Jets, man. Jets in a close game just because of their defense.
I don't have any faith in Zach Saved by the Bell Wilson. So I don't have faith in the Chargers either. But I don't know, that offense for the Jets doesn't look good, man. So
yeah.
It's a toss up. I'm gonna go with the Chargers, even though I don't like Kellen Moore, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers on that.
Yeah.
All right, the game that everybody really wants to see.
My heart's already pounding.
I know. It's Dallas versus Philly for the first time of the season. Round 1 of 2.
Round 1.
Of potentially, more than that, but first meeting of the season. Who you got, Oso?
So I saw a stat.
At Philly, by the way.
Yeah, I saw a stat that really bothered me, and I knew it, but it did bother me. But there's kind of like reasons for why this stat exists. Last 10 games, Dallas has won 7 out of the last 10. Dak Prescott has beaten the Eagles 6 out of the last 7 games. And overall, he's 9-3 against the Eagles. The success against Philly, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's our secondary just plays down. I mean, like I said, when we play somebody in the East, they tend to throw the ball and just absolutely torch our secondary. Dak Prescott did hang 40 points on us Christmas Eve last year, so that's something to look at. And I believe our defense was slightly better last year, so I'm not excited about that. So with that said, I think the Eagles win this game because we have to. Because if we lose, that puts us in a tie with Dallas going into the bye week. And then we have at Kansas City versus Buffalo versus San Fran at Dallas, at Seattle. So if we don't win this game, we're kind of painting a gold road for the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC East now. So we have to win this game to have a 2-game cushion heading into that tough stretch. If we don't, Dallas is looking really good to be the number 1 seed in the entire. God, I can't even believe I'm saying that now. If we lose this game, Dallas is looking good to be the top seed in the entire NFC, which would suck. But I expect Philly to win by a score of 34-24.
Ooh.
34-24. I think the Eagles are better balanced than Dallas. I think that what's missing in that stat is that whenever Dallas beats up on the Eagles are just not good. Whenever the Eagles have been good, the Eagles win. So we're good this year. Dallas is also good this year. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I feel like we're going to make 1 or 2 plays more in the fourth quarter, and that'll be the difference.
Man, I think, man, you're right, but it's your turn to speak, man. It gets real.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of the hardest, toughest games that
for sure
encounter.
For sure.
San Francisco was tough, no doubt about it, but there's something different about your divisional rivals, right? San Fran, it
won't be a blowout. It definitely won't be.
I don't think it'll be a blowout. I won't put it past anybody for either team to do it, but I don't think it will be. But I will say this: I do think that the Eagles are the best that I've seen them in a long time. Cowboys, we've had one of our best games all season, so I do like that going into this next week. I love our team. I love Cowboy Nation. I do not love our coach. I do not love our quarterback. And that typically separates us from winning and losing. That's the determining factor. The coach's decisions and our quarterback play. And I think that that's going to be big coming and going against Philly. It's tough, but my answer. I'm not even going to entertain, regardless of what I feel, I'm going to tell you Dallas. But I'm not shouting it. I'm just going to say, I think Dallas is going to come through with the win. I think Dak is going to shut me up. And I think that you do that, and I'm going to give you a lot of praise. I may even, I don't know. We may make a whole little video for you, brother. I don't know. But it's going to be a tough one. So I'm looking forward to it, man. We're not running from no smoke. I don't think either team's backing down. So it'll be good. It'll be good.
I do think Jerry Jones, where's the energy at, bro? Like, don't do that. I feel like Micah Parsons giving the Eagles props, saying we don't have no weaknesses, calling us the best team in the NFL. He's just taking off pressure off Dallas. That's all he's doing. It's called reverse psychology. Jerry Jones, I don't want to poke the bear playing Philadelphia. But then Dak Prescott, pour honey on me. All right, Dak. All right.
I hate what he does. See, y'all about to get me back in the talking shit. Because what he said against San Francisco. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Y'all want to get me mad. So you can throw interceptions? Shut up. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, bro. But do good.
The Eagles, as much as I would love to blow out to blow out Dallas like San Francisco blew them out, I don't think it's gonna be.
You just had to say that, didn't you?
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I would love it. Because the Eagles, like I was telling him earlier, we haven't had a complete game. Like I just maybe Miami was our most complete game, but then they want to try and blame flags and refs and shit.
You don't think that was
not at all? The Eagles didn't commit penalties. Stop!
They didn't commit any penalties.
No, bro.
We literally have. Do you want to see pictures?
Had 2 games last year where they committed 0 penalties.
Do you want to see the pictures? I can show you the pictures where dudes are getting held by their necks.
The Cowboys
face mask. Cedric Wilson.
You can Google this. The Cowboys are the most favorably called team in the NFL.
Okay.
I'm not even.
No. You can say that, and I'm not even going to argue that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about that game. You're not going to say that they didn't have any. They had 0 penalties, and Miami had 10.
But was there not missed calls on both sides?
I don't know.
I didn't say that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But 10-0, that's a big switch. Is that not?
I get it, but he's going to win that game anyway.
Man, he said that no penalties. That's what got me. You can say that, they missed both. I can take that. But to say that they had no penalties,
I don't care.
my man was like, he was fish hooked in his. I said, wait a minute, bro. Y'all not gonna call it? The ref was looking right at him. He said, get up.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, when we're getting off track, but yeah, that was a horrible missed call. The missed call on James Bradbury. That was a face mask for sure.
That was so funny. We were watching. I literally let 3 go before I said anything. I said, okay, okay. All right, y'all got it.
The reason why that penalty was completely offset was because that's when Hurts had the tip ball on the pick 6. So that was already bad karma. So that's already like that didn't count. But yeah, this week it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
Dallas and Philly. You're right. I believe it could be one of three, maybe one of three. I'm kind of superstitious in a way. I've always been like that. I hate that I'm that type of fan. Philly won in Philly last year and lost in Dallas, so I kind of like to see a flip this year. Even though I hate losing to Dallas, I wouldn't mind losing at home and then beating them in Dallas week 15. Since we lost the Super Bowl, I'm just I think like that. I'm weird like that. But yeah, I mean, I never want to lose to Dallas. I want to sweep Dallas. You know what I mean? But I'm calling a split right now.
I can see it.
I'm calling a split. So. Should be excited, man. Should be excited. Thank y'all for tuning in. We apologize for the last 3 weeks, really, because we did back-to-back IG lives.
Yeah.
And then last week I was busy with school and he was doing other things. So, but we promise trying to be more consistent. Definitely gonna have we did this week and we'll definitely have one next week for sure.
We got to.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
We're not dodging smoke. Tell them.
But yeah.
Like, share,
subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
Turn that bell on for our notifications. We appreciate the support and Oso Show.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all want to talk in the comments, we got a lot of smoke for you. We can talk it all day. Matter of fact, if you have something to say, we'll bring it up in the show next week. If you got something of substance to add to what we said.
My boy actually said, if we're doing guest appearances, if y'all with it, comment, hit us in the DM, let us know. We're going to figure something out for sure. So, yeah, man, great episode. Week 8 recap, week 9 preview. Oso Show, we out.